Hi everyone. So today I'm just going to talk about my ninth house Jupiter transits. To begin with, I want to say that Jupiter, I have it in my ninth house in my natal chart. And when usually people talk about ninth house, they usually say, "Oh, you're going to travel. You're going to have higher. You're probably going to go for higher education." And that sounds basic, right? Like that's how Jupiter activates your ninth house. So I have two stories to share because Jupiter has transited my ninth house twice for the period of my life. For the first one, I was pretty young. I remember that was my first flight that I ever took. That was outside my country. It was the first international flight, first time stepping into a completely different culture. And let me tell you something, a ninth house transit does not just like change your passport stamp. It basically changes your worldview as well. Like the first time you experience world that you have never seen before, you meet people from different culture, you see how the world behaves outside of your cocoon where you've been living. So for me, the first ninth house was just so typical of international travel. First time experiencing plane. I still remember when I first time saw the plane, I was like, oh my god, that's so huge. Anyways, let me go back to my second Jupiter ninth house story. Also, again, very, very typical because this time it was not just travel, it was also higher education for me. I graduated and completed my postgraduate degree in a college outside my home country. So everything checked: foreign land, academic expansion, meeting different people, different culture. So I feel for me, Jupiter transit in ninth house has always been very textbook. I don't know if it relates to the fact that it also is my Jupiter returns. Whenever Jupiter goes through my ninth house, I just feel like Jupiter kind of expands your worldview, especially when it's traveling through ninth house, transiting through ninth house. I have also seen or experienced people close to me having Jupiter ninth house where they have basically spent the whole year of Jupiter transit studying. So what I have read is when Jupiter transit your ninth house, you're basically preparing, kind of in a preparation mode, because 10th house is your job or just like where your public profile or where you're publicly known. So you learn everything in that ninth house transit and apply it in the next year, or take the success or feel the success when it transits your 10th house. So I've seen that side also, where there was no international travel involved. There was no very textbookish postgraduate degrees or like education, but education in sense where you are upskilling yourself for the upcoming 10th house transit of Jupiter. So that's it. Thank you guys. See you next time.